Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Chelsea Ramadhani with student ID A1B224041, and I'm here to accomplish the last week of this mini project about deliberate pronunciation, listening and speaking. So yeah, I'll just begin. Hey guys, welcome to Lingua Marina. Today's my favorite topic. We're going to talk about sounding more American, something I've been working on for a while now. I've been studying English since I was, I think, 5 years old, and I moved to the US about 9 years ago, so I put a lot of time into learning English over the years. When I was living in Russia and studying English, I studied British English. It wasn't okay for British accent for a foreigner, and obviously since moving to the US, I've been working on perfecting my American accent. I love listening to Americans and trying to figure out how to sound more like them every day. It's interesting and fun. So today I want to share with you some things I've learned about sounding more American, and it may come as a surprise to you, but it isn't just about accent pronunciation. It's also about choice of words and learning the many different ways an American might say something. So let's get started. By the way, if you want to dig deeper into American accent, I want to learn from someone who's been helping people reduce their accent professionally. I can highly recommend my teacher, Fenya, who is a part of my company called Linguatrip. He sounds 98% American and is the only person I know who is moved to the US with an American accent, and his accent is impeccable. My American friends are not able to tell that he's not from here. I will leave a link below to his course. It's one of the best courses on accent training I've ever taken. So highly recommend that. Now let's talk about how some simple pronunciation tips you should be using if you're working on mastering American English. First of all, there's this quick tip that you might have noticed very often. American people say and instead of and. Okay. And. So almost all the time Americans will not say and they will say, and there are so many smaller nuances that you need to pay attention to now. The second thing that I noticed when especially consuming a lot of content on YouTube, and I want you to see this with me. Let me show you something. One of my favorite creators, his name is Graham Stephen. He's also a personal finance. Let's look at one of his videos. So basically in these videos, he emphasizes his words. See how he emphasizes words. 4 years ago, he said like that. So just 4 years ago, see how I stressed the important words 4 years ago. I made a video, daily episodes changed my life, I'm showing you this example because he really makes an effort to sound like this. He doesn't sound like this in real life, but for his video, he does that and he emphasizes his important words, and it makes it so much easier to understand what he's talking about. Because his topic, finite investment, is a little bit hard for a regular viewer, and he makes it easier to understand him by emphasizing certain words. So really pay attention to how American YouTuber speaks in front of the camera, because in real life Americans also emphasizes important words. I'm going to buy milk. I'm staying home today. I think she stayed home today. I don't feel well. Oh my god, I love that painting. I love that. Oh my god, I love this photo. That was a lovely photo. My third tip is actually my favorite tip, is interjection. And I love using them just because they make my life easier by adding interjection. You sound more American, and sometimes it even gives you this extra half of a second to think about what you're going to say next. A very simple example will be, wow, that's amazing. Wow, that's wow. Wow, it's an interjection. Here, now the next thing I'm going to talk about. And I want to talk about it even in more detail because you probably heard me do this all the time. And I do it because this is what my American friends taught me to do. And because it is so common to hear Americans doing it, I say gonna and wanna instead of going to and want to. I'm gonna, I wanna eat that, I wanna eat. For example, instead of saying I'm going to the store to pick up some groceries. By the way, you can say groceries and groceries. I've heard both versions, and sometimes people say groceries laugh at me when I say groceries. I think groceries is more common in California, at least this is what I hear. But let me know what is more common in your area where you learn English. Do you say groceries or groceries? It's interesting. So there are different ways to pronounce things, and of course, it's different from country to country.